First time. That's genius.
That's what I'm thinking. I gotta make sure I get that.
I might need it.
How are you, sir?
Do you have video or photos? You plan on when you do it, share it with them or email it or tell me what you do. You always get good pictures. So, for the article about the performance, last meeting, I was like, you know
Thanks, Arthur.
I made it just in time.
Did you stop writing? Stop at your favorite part?
Oh, yeah. I slowed down in Wellington.
That's good.
Learning the hard lesson.
Good evening. I guess it got quiet. Must be time to start. We're an hour behind by the clocks. We apologize for that. I meant the clocks, not for us being behind. We welcome everybody to our board meeting tonight, and the agendas are posted around the room, as you can see. Our first item would be a musical presentation from Roy High School. And I'm going to turn the time over to Nadine Curtis, who is the director of Roy High, and let her introduce her students and pump the play. So please, Nadine.
Hi! We're excited to be here. I'm the drama teacher, can you tell? So we are going to be performing Cinderella the weekend before Thanksgiving. It's going to be fantastic. And I brought some of our brightest stars to share a number from the musical for you. I have Rhea Hansen. She's playing Cinderella, and Autumn Talbert, and she's playing the fairy godmother. And I brought a technician along with me to run the tech, which we can't do without them. And this is Jacob Call. So I will turn the time over to them.
Are you really my fairy godmother?
Plus, I got bumped.
Want me to restart?
Yeah, let me get this first.
my fairy godmother? Yes. Actually, I'm everyone's fairy godmother. But you're the only one who's given me charity, generosity, and kindness. And now, I must make all the dreams we joked about come true.
But that's so improbable. Implausible.
Impossible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. Impossible for a plain country bumpkin and a prince to join in marriage. And two white mice will never be two white horses. Such folderol and fiddle-dee-dee of courses. Impossible. But the world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe in sensible rules and won't believe what sensible people say. And because these often dewy-eyed dupes keep building up impossible hopes, impossible things are happening every day. Impossible, 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 impossible.
What if you could be a beggar woman not 5 minutes ago and now are my fairy godmother? Then anything is possible, right?
I suppose so.
You could change it all. You could make it all happen.
No, you can change it all. You can make it all happen.
Never, I couldn't.
I guess you're right. It's also impossible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. Impossible for a plain country bumpkin and a prince to join in marriage. And two white mice will never be two white horses. Such folderol and fiddle-dee-dee of courses. Impossible.
But the world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe in sensible rules and won't believe what sensible people say.
And because these often dewy-eyed dopes keep building up impossible hopes, impossible things are happening every day.
And if you want to see the magic, you have to come see the show.
We'd also like to have the Pledge of Allegiance by
Will everyone please stand?
Oh, it matters not. Give him another round of applause and make sure we attend Best of luck. Thank you very much. We have talented kids and staff that's involved in what our kids are doing. Is Mr. Williams here? No, but Miss Butters is. Thank you, Miss Butters. Board, our first item on the agenda would be the consent calendar. And I'd entertain a motion to accept that. So moved by Jan, seconded by Paul. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you, Board. Our first recognition of the night is the Extra Mile Award. Gina Butters, please.
Great board and Superintendent Stevens. It's my great honor tonight to have this opportunity to honor one of our finest custodians in our district, one of our finest classified employees. And I spent a few minutes with Carl Watkins. I'm going to have him come up, and I want to tell you about this great big man on campus at Weaver Innovation High School. Carl is big in many ways, and you're going to see that here pretty quickly. But stature-wise, he's pretty impressive. He's pretty intimidating too. So, but you're going to see he's a gentle giant, and lots of nice words said about this great employee. Carl is, we're going to call him the big man on campus tonight, and I wanted to define that. It's somebody with a lot of authority, clout, popularity, somebody who has tremendous influence over a place and the people in it. And you'll see from the comments tonight from those that he works with just how much of an indelible impression he's made on that school in a short period of time. Here's the big man's stats. I want to tell you a little bit about Carl. He's 6'6", and I went past this picture really too quickly, but I want you to take a look at that. He fills the doorway, and when he's walking towards you, it's pretty intimidating. But that smile on his face is always there, and he makes you feel immediately at ease. You can tell that he's very prideful about his job. He spent 17 years learning from some of the best at Bonneville High School, and he really treasures those times at Bonneville working with Laurel Cottle and Rhett Chaplin. He has been 2.5 years at Weaver Innovation as the head custodian. He is married to I knew I was going to blow it, Doreen, who teaches at Rocky. I think she teaches business, right, Doreen? At Rocky Mountain Junior High School. He has 5 children, and you can see they range from all ages. He's going to be a first-time grandpa in March, and he's pretty excited about that. The only weakness I could find in Carl is that he likes the Y, and not the U. But we're going to forgive him for that. But he also loves the jazz, and he's very outdoorsy. He loves spending time exploring trails and new places in the outdoors. His great principal, who is here, I believe, there he is, Hal. Hal is the one that nominated Carl and did a super job with his nomination letter, but I just wanted to pick out a few things that he had to say about Carl. And I've underlined the big ones up there, but Carl is big with the game on the line. He's a big man, and he brings it big with the game on the line. He's especially skillful, dedicated, respected. Takes a lot of pride, he's responsive, he's always busy, he never complains. And he works. He rolls up his sleeves and goes to work. This past summer, Hal said this, as Weaver Innovation started undergoing construction, there was a great wind after the back part of the building was torn down. The next morning, Carl came to school and noticed insulation all over the ground. This foam insulation was of varying sizes and covered the ground in a way that it was hard to walk without stepping on some of it. Carl went to work. He and his crew had it cleaned up within a few days. And this is just one example of the excellence and the approach he takes with Weaver Innovation and keeping that school ready for its stakeholders. This was really impressive to me. I walked into his office. I'm OCD, not around neatness, if you've ever seen my desk. But look at that. And if you did it, I wish I would have taken an aerial view of his office, but I mean, there was not a thing out of place. Clean and tidy. He had some instructions on a whiteboard for his student crew that was coming, I think, later that day. And you can see the things that he emphasizes with underlining, and these things need to be done every day. He really is a great leader over those that he oversees. I had a giggle when I went down to the nutrition team to talk to him, and this lovely lady stepped forward. Carl, I need you to know this. You really impressed her. She stepped forward, and she couldn't say enough about Carl. She said, "Let me be the spokesperson for the team." And she said a few things. She says it's all about how he treats other people. He doesn't get upset if you do something wrong. He stays very calm. He pretty much says, "I'll fix it. If there's a problem, I'll fix it. I'll find the answer." In early October, our heater was out. Carl brought in space heaters to solve the problem until he could get the heater fixed. And I thought this was great. He certainly didn't need to do that, she said. He could have just blamed it on the heater guy. And it said there was nothing he could do about it. I'm sure where's Scott Zilbert? Yeah, I'm sure he'd be pleased with that. But instead of doing that, because he's a guy of integrity, he instead went the extra mile to help us be comfortable and warm and brought in those space heaters. So you made quite an impression on her. A couple of other folks at Weaver Innovation talk about what a great team player Carl is. Stacy Harris, who teaches art at Weaver Innovation, said that her son Parker worked for Carl and he calls him the silent giant. He's super kind and follows through on requests that day, even within the hour. I can IM him and he always shows up. What an incredibly polite guy. And then Carrie Pilot, great secretary at Weaver Innovation, said Carl has the best attitude of anybody that she knows, and he's the kindest man I've ever met. That's kind of a big deal right there. He is never sitting, he never takes a break, he rolls with it, and we throw a lot at him. I made Carl go sit in his desk, and that was the only time I saw him uncomfortable the whole time, because he does not sit. You can tell. He didn't even know quite where to put his hands, and he doesn't sit very often. You can tell behind that desk. And this is what he said. I said, Carl, what would you say about your job? How do you feel about it? And he said, I look at each day as a new job. He approaches each day as I'm going to prove myself. I approach my job giving 110%, and it's really not a job to me. It's a career. I do it for my family, and I take it very seriously. And then he talks about, I like to treat others like I like to be treated, and he talked about how much he loved the staff and faculty at Weaver Innovation, and he raved about his great leader back here, Hal, as well. Talked about how stellar of a guy he thinks you are, Hal. He's excited about the new remodeled building because he's got more square footage to cover. That tells you a little bit about Carl. He's a worker. So Carl Jr. has their big Carl combo, right? We've got our big Carl combo, but he's made up of those things on the left there, and I don't think that in the world that we live in right now, we understand how impactful and valuable that kind of a combo is in a school. He's a leader as a custodian in the school, and he takes a lot of pride in it. We just want to thank him for all of the hard work that he puts in for our kids and our folks at Weaver Innovation, and congratulate him on being the Extra Mile Award winner for the month of November. Congratulations. All right, Carl, you've got a crew here, and they're anxious over there, I can tell, to be introduced, so go ahead.
Okay, crew. My wife's not. That's Noreen, my wife, is in the green sweater. My oldest boy, Devin, is to her right. My youngest boy, Dylan, is to her left. And then my youngest daughter, Angela, is there in the pink sweater. I have, besides those, I have two daughters. I have a daughter, Amber, who is, she goes to BYU, Idaho. She's one of my twins, so I have twin daughters. So she goes to BYU, Idaho. This is her second year there. And my other twin, I took her to the Provo MTC today. She starts her 1.5-year mission serving in the Salem, Oregon mission. So it's been one of those bittersweet days. So I didn't think it was gonna be that hard to talk. Sorry, but yeah. So it's been a big day, but I love my family and I am thankful for them. Each one of them. And I'm thankful for this opportunity to be recognized for Hal Raymond, for all that he does. He's an excellent principal, and I really enjoy working with him and the entire faculty and staff at Weeb Renovation Center. I just try to give it my best every day and treat each day as a new accomplishment, new job, and go from there. Roll with the punches. So anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Another dance to Carl.
You get the tall man, or do we need to get him on the screen? I hate tall people. No, I don't. Run it the other way, it's not gonna work.
Hey, if you want to come up and get a picture, you're more than welcome. Come on.
Al?
You want another short person?
Yes, Congratulations, Carl. Thank you. And to your family. Alrighty, we got the E+ Team Award. Quinn Carlinzi. Check out this group, folks.
There's a few of them, huh?
Quite.
First of all, Carl, congratulations. Carl and I graduated Box Elder High School together. We have a lot more in common than I realized. We have daughters at BYU Idaho. We have 4 daughters and a son. So I will probably call him and cry on his shoulder now and again. So now that I know that, so congratulations, Carl. It's my honor tonight, Board and Superintendent, to present to you the E+ Team Award recipients, and it goes to the Special Ed Student Support Team. So if you want to come up and join me, I would appreciate that. The hardest part about this presentation is to make sure I include every single one of them. So the recipients are Danny, Tara Kay, Aaron, Heidi, Melissa, Jacob, Nikki, Amber, Teddy, Amanda, Christy, Karina, and Carly. And I'll let you guess which one Jacob is. Oh, where do we start? It's pretty easy to brag on this group of individuals. I guess I should start by talking about a little bit what the student support team does. When a school reaches its capacity to support a student because of behavioral needs, they raise the white flag and they call in for help. And this is the team that goes in to help them. A lot of people would run at the things that they see some students do, and they run, but they run towards the behavior. Everybody else is running the opposite way. They run towards it. I'm going to put up a couple behaviors that we sometimes see in students, and it's disheartening to see that students struggle and have concerns with these type of things, but it is the reality. The badge of honor goes to this team because they have helped teams help students overcome and manage every single one of these behaviors, and this isn't a full list of everything. These are what fit on the screen and the most appropriate that we could put up there. We had a little discussion about that, and I'm leaving that one off. That's not going on there. So they deserve a badge of honor for all that they see and all that they do. I want to kind of highlight a couple things that kind of lends to why they are so successful. If we look at their education and their work experience before they joined Weber School District, it is vast, it is wide, and it is deep. So as far as their education, they have bachelor's degrees and master's degrees in these 6 different areas. So think of all the knowledge base that comes with those different degrees. And then their work experience prior to Weber School District are the 15 areas listed below. Think of all the experience they have. So when you lock them in a room and you say, we have a problem, there is a student that needs our support and they are exhibiting these behaviors, you lock all this in a room, it doesn't take long for them to come out with a plan that's going to be successful, a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C to help support it. And I think the thing that's fantastic about it is they're helping teams help kids. And that's the thing, is training the adults so that they can be more self-sufficient and their toolbox can be larger. So that's one of the reasons why they have success. I pulled this from their mission statement, and I read through this over and over at all of our meetings that we have. This is at the top of every one of them. And I want to kind of highlight a few things. We strengthen the relationships around us. This isn't always the relationship between them and the student. It goes way beyond that. The relationship between the teacher and the student, the staff members of the student, the parents and the student, themselves and the parents. I mean, every relationship, we know we don't have success with students unless there's a strong relationship to build on. And if you look at the slide of behaviors, sometimes relationships are strained because of that. And so they go in and they build those relationships back up in order to have success. We encourage hope and empowerment. We offer compassion and empathy for all. You have to know and see how a student, where they've come from, the shoes that they walked in order to have that. And they take the time and energy to research the kid, to know the student, in order to have that empathy. We create awareness and advocate for all students. We acknowledge others' strengths and build capacity of others. Every principal I talk to speaks specifically to that. My staff is better because we worked with them. Whatever level that staff is at, after working with our student support team, they come out better for it. They're proactive. We are proactive, solution-focused interventionists. It almost seems like they have a crystal ball in front of them. They know what's going to happen next. They can predict the behavior, and they can put a plan in place prior to it getting any bigger. And then finally, the one that kind of just grabs me is we alleviate human suffering, probably adult and student suffering, in circumstance of disability, mental illness, social injustice, crisis, and risk of safety. And that is what they are focused on. And you can tell after working with them and talking with them for just a couple of minutes that that is the focus on everything that they do all day long. Just a couple of numbers. They service on their caseload about 175 students. Last year we were understaffed. To begin this year, we were about 20% understaffed for a couple of months for various reasons. At the start of the year, there were a lot of hot spots, a lot of kids struggling to maintain in the classroom. One thing that I saw last year, and then it just drove it home this year, was their ability to pitch in time and time again. We would go to a staff meeting, we'd talk about the needs, and just one after another, I'll get it, I got it. It's not their assigned school, it's not their problem, but they would just chip in time and time again to help a student and a team that's in crisis. So I commend you on that. Another thing that leads to their success, we just finished a 2-year grant with the University of Utah for some professional development that was pretty intense. That grant is over. The professional development has not stopped. They ask for it, they want it, they create it because they want to get better at their job, at their craft, in supporting our schools. So thank you for that. After talking with administration throughout the last couple of years, these are comments that are made on a continual basis that I just absolutely love. So they come with a smile and willingness to accommodate others. Students that have behaviors don't always say, I'm going to have a behavior at 8:30 on this day and 9:30 on this day in this school. We can predict what's going to happen there. So they bend over backwards to make the schedule work for the school and for the students. They look for the good in hard conversations and situations. They can always pull out the silver lining. To go on another class that was just really struggling at the beginning of the year, and a team went in to help them. The principal said that entire class turned around 100% and all the behaviors were under control. Just a miracle at the work that they did to accomplish that. And the list goes on and on and on and on. The last one, their toolbox is deep. I just envision them pulling out, a screwdriver, then a hammer, then a tape measure, and then pretty soon you have these big old tools that just don't even fit in a toolbox anymore. It's just that one that just goes deeper and deeper, never ending, because their toolbox is so deep and they come with a lot of knowledge. So you guys, thank you for all you do for Weber School District, the students, the staff, and congratulations on your award. Thank you. The hardest part is the time commitment. So they're all going to introduce themselves and the individuals that they brought with them. So go ahead and pass it on.
Jake Holbrook. I brought my wife Melissa with me.
I'm Tara K. Bockley. I brought my husband Dan and my daughter Beth.
I'm Christy Smith. I came by myself.
These two.
I'm Heidi Moses, and I brought my baby girl, Greta.
I'm Erin Clark, and I brought my son with me, Tristan.
I'm Amanda Morris, and I'm a celebrator, so I have my mom, my dad, my husband, my sister, and my baby.
I'm Danny Gilsdorf. I live in the Cache Valley, so I came by myself.
My name is Melissa Randall, and I also came by myself. I'm Karina Hernandez, and I came with my husband, Wilson.
I'm Carly Jenkins, and I came with my husband, Preston.
Oh, look at that! We kind of squeeze in. Yeah, I'm going on you. Squeeze in. Yeah, give it. You want to turn around? Turn around. Right here. Get the door. Do you want us to move a little further so we're not at the door? Just a little bit more that way. So we'll get the door. Okay. Small step, small step. I have the east, so I'm going to give Nick to Quinn. Good job.
Thank you, Quinn. Congratulations to the team for what you do, and the impact you make on kids in special situations. Thank you, thank you. The next recognition will be the National Association of Agriculture Educators Award winner. Rod Belknap, please.
Superintendent Stevens, Board, appreciate the opportunity to recognize two of our outstanding educators in agriculture education in our district. I think one of the really exciting things is, no question, sitting here and realizing all the amazing people. I echo the work with, I get to see Carl every day, his patience, wonderful person, and it's just a great opportunity to be here and hear so many wonderful people be recognized. One of the neat things too is when our folks are recognized on a national scale. We know what amazing people we have within our district, but often when they go outside, it's really exciting to see other districts, regional people recognize the greatness that's here in the Weber School District, and two of those people are here with us tonight. So if I can have Cassie Joyner and Chad Marriott come on up. I was looking through the agriculture teacher creed, and the first line of it says, "I'm an agricultural educator by choice and not by chance." And I think that defines both of these two individuals. They chose to be agricultural educators, and that's why they're so amazing at what they do. They're dedicated to it, they're passionate about it. They were chosen after, you look at this, Cassie has been teaching in our district. This is her 5th year. She's 4 years at Weber High School. She's taught everything under the sun, no pun intended, as an agriculture teacher. Taught ag biology, equine science, natural resources, floriculture. She's been in charge of the greenhouse. She's over the sales of those things in the summers. She has 35 students that she's over as she supervises their agricultural projects there, and she's also over the sheep at the ag facility. It's not an easy job. Sheep are not easy to deal with, are they? Cassie? In some ways, is it people or sheep that are more difficult? Okay, yeah, sheep are difficult, we decided. She's been a serious participant in the Agri-Science Fair. Chad as well has been instrumental in this. Her classroom, I love when I looked up this Teachers Turn the Key Award. It's instructional design, it's leadership development, it's marketing, it's professional growth. She embodies this. If you look at, she was the Rookie of the Year. She's been the Teacher of the Year for the UACTE. She's over social media advertising for the FFA, so I'm always on Twitter and things and seeing the things that she's posting. She's remarkable at those things. One of my favorite projects is when CTE sort of comes to life within our own district. In other words, the coursework is applied to the things that we have in our own district. And she actually last year invited me out. There's a picture the students out at Pioneer Elementary, but she took plants that they had grown and went out there to Pioneer Elementary and planted those to beautify our own district. And so I thought that was a wonderful project, really an indicator of how forward-thinking Cassie really is. So she's a remarkable educator. She is constantly bringing in guest speakers and industry folks, and these are the kinds of things that keep students engaged. She's very project-oriented. She's just done a wonderful job. And Chad is equally as remarkable in his own right. The award that he's being nominated for, both of them received this award in Los Angeles the first week in December. And Chad's been as the Weber School District Coordinator over agriculture for 5 years. A couple of interesting things. He's really spurred on the growth of agriculture education in our district. I mean, it's always been strong. And somewhere, my grandfather, who's no longer with us, would be real proud of the fact that agriculture, in an era when you get less and less property to be able to grow things, is only growing in our district. And we've gone from 6 teachers to 13 teachers since Chad's been involved in agriculture education. It's remarkable. He's visionary. With his vision, he's been able to help a lot of students out at the ag facility not only do professional development, learn a lot about agriculture, but also be able to raise animals that they wouldn't have been able to raise at their own homes, or are not allowed to raise at their own homes, depending on the animal. He's been an FFA judge. He's a driver, a chaperone for a lot of the activities. He's very much a respected individual statewide and nationwide in agriculture education. He has been instrumental in many of our students being involved in the agri-science, so science fair for agriculture. It's been amazing, and many of those individuals have gone to nationals, and he just got back from there. So a lot of remarkable things. He's not solely focused entirely on agriculture. He's also been instrumental. You saw the newspaper article on what's going on with construction education at Fremont. That's been largely Chad's vision out there too. So he provides a great service to this district and understands how to impact students' lives. Both of these individuals deserve that recognition. We're really grateful for them and look forward to that recognition. Just in as kind of a final one, it says, this is part of the creed also, last line of it, says, "My love for youth will spur me on to impart something from my life that will help make for each of my students a full and happy future." And that's exactly what each of these individuals do. So congratulations to Chad Marriott and to Cassie Joyner. I'll let them introduce their families.
Well, I have here with me today my husband Colton, who's in the doorway, with my 1-year-old daughter Lindy, who's causing a ruckus out there. I also have my mother Carrie Breeding here. Some of you may recognize her as the principal at Hooper. I just want to take a moment to thank the district so much for the support. I've only been teaching for 5 years, but I feel like I've grown so much because of the support of the district, and especially Chad. Chad has been the most amazing boss and mentor, and Chad is a doer, and he has gotten a lot of amazing things done, and has been a great example to me. And I also want to thank my mom. My mom is a dang good teacher, and I hope that someday I can be half the teacher and half the mom that she has been to me. She's just been a great example, so thank you so much.
Congratulations, Cassie. Hey, I appreciate the board's support. They've been a big driver on supporting us, being able to develop and grow a lot of programs. It's great to work with a boss that has a lot of vision, a lot of drive, and a lot of ideas that I told him, I can't keep up with you, Rod. You're going to have to slow down for me a little bit. It makes it easy. I look around the room and I see a lot of great educators here, and I've been able to have a chance to rub shoulders, develop some of my skills from them, and continue hopefully to rub shoulders and to be able to continue in my leadership and roles in education. I love it. I do have my son Jace. He's a senior at Fremont. He's here with me tonight. My youngest, Ruby, she's got a broken arm. She's a second grader at West Weaver. I have 2 other children. One of them is doing his Pinewood Derby race tonight. Thought that was a lot more important than being here for Dad. So if I hurry, I can maybe catch a race tonight. And my daughter and my wife both had other obligations as well tonight, so they weren't able to make it. But I love my family, love the support there. Appreciate all you do. It makes it easy coming to work and being able to do great things. With one example is Cassie. I work with great teachers underneath of me. And I always say they're next to me, not actually underneath of me. I'm not really above them, but great, appreciate it, and appreciate all you do. Keep up the great work. We got a great district, and love the kids and love the educators.
Chuck, would it be appropriate if you didn't have the cowboy boots on for a cock like you from West Weaver? Just look at the clock on the back wall.
We'll make a little white noise while Cassie's going around. First, we do want to recognize Carrie, Cassie's mom, who is the principal at Hooper Elementary. Thank you. That's where my grandkids go. I'm sorry. And also Jeff Martin, the assistant principal at Fremont. Thanks, Jeff, for being here with us. And congratulations. You guys, we look forward to some pictures in December. Congratulations. Thank you. Great stuff. We have a presentation for Gear Up, presented by Sherry Hyder, please.
Superintendent and board, we are really excited to share this presentation with you tonight. We've had a great evening so far, and this is just going to keep the ball rolling. We're really, really fortunate to have Brandon here tonight with us. But Gear Up is a project that is working right now with Bonneville High School, South Ogden Junior, and T.H. Bell. And basically what it focuses on is building that college-going mindset with our youth and really helping to build that awareness of undergraduate programs. It actually stands for gaining awareness or gaining early awareness and readiness for undergraduate programs. So kind of a cool thing. Focusing on high school graduation, that college-going mindset, showing kids some opportunities that they might have in higher education, and financing options as well that really help them follow up. We are extremely fortunate to have a wonderful partnership with Weber State University with all of their support and following up with these students after they've even taken advantage within our district. And tonight we have Brandon Flores, who is the program director from Weber State University's Gear Up, and he is going to give us a fantastic rundown of Project Gear Up.
All right.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you so much. Fantastic. I got a lot to live up to. We'll see how this goes. I was told I have about an hour to present, right?
Till tomorrow morning.
Till tomorrow morning, if you like. Okay, that sounds good. No, I know time is precious, and so I'll try to make it quick and really focus on what it is that we're implementing in the schools and how we're having an impact on the students. I'm trying to get this technology to work, so if it fails, maybe somebody can help me switch slides.
That's right there.
All right. Usually my phone works to switch the slides, but you know how technology goes. We'll just go with the flow. All right, so this is a brief overview of what I'll be going over today. I will not touch too much on the research because, like I said, I want to highlight what it is that we're actually doing in the schools. And so we'll breeze over that. I do want to highlight that Gear Up is actually a nationwide movement. It's a federally funded grant program that is in almost every state throughout the country. We are part of the state Gear Up program, which is housed at Utah Valley University, and Weber State is the region within that statewide Gear Up program. We serve in both Weber school districts and Davis school districts. About 650 students is our target. Not only do we serve the students, but we also focus on serving the parents and families as well. So we'll go ahead and go through the slides. Yes, keep going. We'll skip over some of the research. We'll skip over that. I will highlight right there that Gear Up was created to provide communities with a comprehensive, holistic, and research-driven initiative to prepare low-income and minority students for higher education. So really the only eligibility to get into the program is that a student must come from a low-income background. So if they're on free or reduced lunch, that is an indicator of whether or not a student is eligible to enroll in our Gear Up program at the schools. We'll keep going. And we'll keep zipping through that. All right, these are, we go back real quick. Yes, these are our 4 grant objectives. Is to increase academic performance and preparation for post-secondary education for Gear Up students. Second is to increase the rate of high school graduation and enrollment in post-secondary education. Now, even though we're housed at Weber State University, we're not recruiters for Weber State University. It's really helping the students find the best fit for them. The third objective is to increase Gear Up students and their families' knowledge of post-secondary education options, preparation, financing. And fourth is to increase Gear Up student success in their first year of attendance at an institution of higher education. So we serve students from 7th grade all the way into their first year of college and help with that transition process. All right, so our grant, like I said, these were in Davis and Weber school districts. She already mentioned what schools were in here, so we'll go to the next slide. Just in the last 5 months here in the Weber school district, Gear Up has witnessed the following: 294 total students enrolled in the program. A little bit of demographics of who we serve. 79% of these students self-identify as racial or ethnic minority. 9 of our students have been in the foster care system. 10 of the students here are currently or have been or have experienced being homeless. 56% come from a non-English or multilingual household. 84 parents in the last 5 months have received services or were involved in Gear Up somehow. And we've recorded just about, it looks like 822 recorded hours of services, and those services include one-on-one advising and mentoring sessions, campus visits, workshops, summer activities, and family events. All right, so our vision, we'll go to the next slide. I really want to highlight what our vision is. Our vision is to help build a stronger college-going culture and an overall culture of success for students in 3 areas. Now, often college access and readiness programs put a heavy focus just at the schools. But what we really want to do is not only focus on building this culture at the schools, but also within the surrounding community of our students. And I always add this, most importantly, in their home and in their families, however that is defined by the student. And so I'm going to break it down for you guys a little bit on how we do that in each of those 3 areas. So Gear Up at the schools. That's a picture of Estella. Estella, you want to wave to everybody? She's our wonderful advisor at Bonneville High School, and she's with us in attendance. We have a lot of other staff who are working diligently every day in the schools. So how do we build that college-going culture, that culture of success at the schools? We do it through one-on-one advising and mentoring support. This is a picture of our Gear Up Family Action Plan, which we've developed this year, which goes through different phases of the year and gives them actionable items that not only the student but the parents as well can take in helping these students succeed, be on track for graduation, and ultimately go to college. And we call those our Gear Up Family Action Plans. We also, if we go, we'll just leave it at that. I do want to highlight that we have these in Spanish as well, so we have a big impact and influence on the Spanish-speaking community. We also are able to serve undocumented students as well. And so a part of our family action plans are specific items that are unique to the needs of undocumented students. We also do workshops at the schools. These workshops are based on college readiness, principles, career exploration, as well as skill development. We have been trained in the Y-Tri curriculum, so we work with students with Y-Tri if you're familiar with that. We also do assemblies. That's a picture of us doing an assembly at Bonneville High School to raise awareness with the students about the benefits of being in Gear Up and how they can take advantage of the services that we offer. We also do tabling and classroom presentations. We meet regularly with the faculty and staff for a united effort. Each of the schools have a Gear Up liaison, which is usually a counselor whom we work closely with. We attend counselor meetings so that we can share our successes and work together. Our goal really is to be seen as part of the school tapestry at the school. Even though we're an outside entity coming in, we want to be seen as part of the school tapestry so that we can work cohesively and united towards the benefit of the students. We also take students on field trips, such as the multicultural youth conferences, Pacific Islander College Night, which just started locally here at Weber State University this year. We also take students on campus visits, different career exploration opportunities. I got a couple of pictures up there just to highlight some of these. Some of these students may look familiar with you. I tried to get pictures of our Weber School District students. That's us at the Living Planet Aquarium. We took junior high students on a career exploration field trip to Living Planet Aquarium, and that was a really neat experience last year. This year we're hoping to take them to the Hogle Zoo. We're really big on the hands-on experience and learning in that way. And then lastly, we also host summer events. We host an ACT boot camp, which is an overnighter at Weber State University for high school students, juniors and seniors. We also host a junior high summer day camp, which I have a picture of. That's part of the ACT boot camp. I should mention I have a brother who actually teaches in the Weber School District at Roy Junior High. His name is Dustin Flores. I don't know if anybody knows him. He's a good guy. He wanted me to put in a plug for him, so I did that. And then the junior high summer day camp, which is the next slide. We had a good group of students come and they participated in the Weber State University ropes course. We also did some Y-Tri activities with them to help them build their resiliency in their life. This year we also are implementing a Gear Up student punch card, which is like a loyalty program for Gear Up. How cool is that? And we actually got a grant for this from Weber State University. And so I'm going to go have a shopping spree on Black Friday. I'm going to purchase Xbox Ones, PlayStations, some iPads, and things like that. Kind of a little incentive and external motivation for students to get excited about their future and things that we're doing in the program. So that's kind of fun. And we also do it for parents too. So we have a parent punch program, loyalty program as well. There we go. We'll go ahead and go to the next slide. I just wanted to show a few slides of some of the other ways that we build a college-going culture in the schools. We try to flood them with information about Gear Up and really make our flyers and outreach we're very intentional about it. Less on telling what Gear Up is and more on telling who Gear Up is, telling the stories in that way. So keep going. Flyers, all sorts of fun stuff. Okay, so Gear Up in the community. How do we build that college-going culture in the community? So a few ways. First is our social media. We reach out, and we'll go to the next slide because that's kind of tied to that. We reach out to local businesses. We develop partnerships with them, and many of them donate items because they want to support the students in some way, shape, or form. And then we give them a little shout out on our social media, and we do community giveaways. So the Utah Jazz gave us a bunch of tickets. They did it twice last year, so hopefully they'll do that again this year. We did a playoff giveaway, and we just asked students to answer a simple question, and parents could enter it too. And in this example, we asked them to answer this first question. It takes a winning mindset to achieve greatness. What are you currently doing to be a winner in your education and achieving your life goals? Go to the next slide. And we had a really great response for some of the students. This student said, I'm applying for student body officer to make my school a better and positive place. I'm also striving to get good grades on all of my assignments. So this is just a great way that we're reinforcing students' drive to success. We also highlight students and parents of the month on our social media as well as our newsletters. And they're given community awards. So we got the Golden Corral, has hooked our students up with free buffet tickets. And so every student of the month, every month we send them buffet tickets. It's great. Go to the next slide. This summer we started highlighting Gear Up Parents of the Month, as well as, and we have a support signage, so if you do go to Golden Corral, you will see this sign up in their window. And so everyone who's donated will put, we proudly support Gear Up students and families, and we have our district logos as well as our Weber State logos on there as well. We have this thing called National Gear Up Week every September. And as a part of that, it's really to leverage more community support and get the community aware of our students and the greatness that they're achieving. We did a social media campaign where we had people like Attorney General Sean Reyes stand in front of the White House and give a shout out to our Gear Up students on a social media page, but even local business owners like the Hive Barbershop, which is a Polynesian run barbershop in Bountiful area. Just a lot of people, it's pretty popular, a lot of people go there. As well as our President's Council at Weber State University. Those are just a few examples, but we've had local actors, musicians, even members of the school, counseling teams give a shout out on our social media campaign during National Gear Up Week. We also have been highlighted in several news articles, and that's one way that we try to get the word out about the great things that are happening with our students. And the reason we do this is there are a lot of reasons, but one big reason is that students, when they see themselves and when they see their accomplishments that are being put out there and highlighted, it gives these students a sense of pride in their academics and in their future goals, and we love that. Okay. We'll go ahead and go to the next slide. And then lastly, Gear Up at Home. How are we developing this culture of success and this college-going culture at home? Again, I mentioned earlier Gear Up Family Action Plan, so I won't highlight that too much. But we also do family events. This past summer, we did a parent retreat, our first ever parent retreat. And we had a really good turnout of parents, and I told the parents to leave your students at home and let them babysit the younger siblings. Come enjoy a day of relaxation and also education. We collaborated with professors from the university, come and teach our parents about adolescent development. And other workshops as well. We provided those in English and in Spanish. We gave them full body massages, which was awesome. So next time you guys should come and hang out at our parent retreat. We did a little canvas painting from liquid canvas from Ogden. That was awesome. We also do family nights. That's a picture of our Gear Up family night. Our last family night, it's been increasing attendance-wise every semester. The last one we had over 200 students and parents in attendance. Workshops were in both English and Spanish. We had a college fair. The reason I did a college fair is because often our students, they have a college fair at the school level, but how many of those can parents go to? Not many of those. And so we wanted to provide an opportunity for parents to talk to the college recruiters and ask all of their questions to get the answers that they need. And then our senior recognition night at the end of every year, we give them a Gear Up medallion. Some of our students actually get Gear Up scholarships to Weber State University, which is awesome. Next slide. Okay. And I mentioned already that we highlight Students and Parents of the Month. And we send these highlights as well as information about upcoming events in our newsletters. You all are welcome to sign up for our newsletter if you want to get more information about Gear Up, just by going to our website. Weber.edu/state Gear Up. Just a little snippet of our social media and what that looks like. We send out magnets that highlight all of our upcoming events that they can slap on the refrigerators at home. Again, a bunch of flyers, we'll keep going. And then one new initiative that we're going to be implementing is a parent advocate group. Once that gets going, I'll definitely get you some more information. But the idea behind that is to mobilize parents from our underrepresented communities to not only have a say in what services we're providing for the students and their parents, but also to be a voice represented in our community councils and schools, PTA meetings, and our parent-teacher conferences. So, so that's coming soon. So lastly, and you know, I'm going to skip this video. I want to show you the family night video because I thought that was a lot of fun. So we'll skip this video, go to the next one, one more. Everybody.
You stumble through your days, got your head hung low, your sky's a shade of gray, like a zombie in a maze. You're asleep inside, but you can't shake awake, 'cause you're just a dead man walking, thinking that's your only option. But you can flip the switch and brighten up your darkest day. Sun is up and the colors blinding, take the world and redefine it. Leave behind your narrow mind, you'll never be the same. Come alive, go alive your life.
These are actually students from Bonneville High School.
To the sky, and it's open wide, you're electrified. The world becomes a fantasy, the more than you could ever be, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. And you know you can't go back against the world that you were living in, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. So come alive. Yeah, I see it in your eyes. You believe that lie, but you need to hide your face. Afraid to step outside. See like the door, but don't you stay that way. We're living in those shadows. You and me, we know how that goes. 'Cause once you see it all, you'll never, never be the same. Little bit of lightning striking, but I love to keep on shining. You can prove there's more to you. You cannot be afraid. Come alive, go alive your life. Let it burn so bright, reaching love, reaching to the skies.
Alright, that's a little bit of an older video from last year. We have a lot of other videos, so if you're ever curious and want to find out more information, we have plenty of information on our website. I encourage you to go there, and if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Do you have any questions or comments, concerns, or violent reactions right now? Close my meeting.
It's a great program. Thanks for supporting the kids. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'd also like to recognize Brock Mitchell, the principal of Bonneville, and your kids that are involved in this. Thank you so much for that. Thanks, Sherry. Well, it's been fun, huh? Tonight. Now we got to make some decisions. So the next item on our agenda board will be the independent auditor's report. Dr. Robert Peterson, please.
Thanks, President. It's that time of year where we have our annual independent audit as it's been completed and it's been presented to the audit committee of the board that met yesterday, and other board members got a chance to review it before our board meetings this evening. And we have had now getting to be a longer standing relationship with Squire and Company. They're our independent auditors, and they audit 17 school districts in the state, and they're very good at what they do. And we have with us Matt Giss and Thomas Hisseltine. Good, I pronounced that right, very good. And they're going to, I think Matt's going to be the spokesperson to kind of talk towards the audit, and then afterwards we'll just call for a vote to formally receive the audit. Go ahead, Matt.
Thank you for having us. It's always a pleasure to be here and listen to the recognitions. And I set a new goal as I was sitting here as Carl was presented. He got a standing ovation. So when we're done with the audit report, if everybody could stand and applaud, that'd be really wonderful.
If you have a video like the last presentation.
But in all seriousness, we appreciate our association with the district. And I'll just highlight very quickly some of the things that we talked about in the audit committee meeting. As an auditor, we're responsible to do several things for your district. We audit the financial statements as well as compliance with state and federal guidelines. We issue opinions on compliance, that you complied, and on financial statements that they are presented fairly, that you can rely on the decisions that are presented. Overall, our report is that the district is doing very, very well. They're handling their finances prudently. They're making
decisions and the financial statements that they present and compliance items that they're responsible for. They strive very, very hard to comply and to present financial information that you can rely on. And so it's a very favorable report that we have for the district tonight. Any questions at all? Thank you very much.
You asked, Matt.
I can't wait to go back to the office.
President, before we've received the audit, I'd also be out of bounds if I didn't recognize Seth Pilkington. He's our right-hand man, and he's the one who actually puts together all the financial statements for the auditors to review. And he's the point person who works with the auditors at the various stages. And also, in addition to Seth, our auditors all the time, and I know they're sincere when they say this, that our district is really good to work with. All the departments because they interact with all the departments at one time or another, and they're very forthcoming in the information. They're quick to respond and all those kind of things. So let's give a hand to Seth and our administration.
Robert, I echo those remarks and also want to thank staff, everybody who's willing to let them into schools, do their jobs, so that we're very, what the superintendent would call transparent, and that's our district. So thank you very much.
That's all.
Why, thank you, sir. Board, you've heard the independent auditor's report by Dr. Peterson and Matt, and I'd entertain a motion to accept the findings of the audit report. So moved by Bruce, seconded by Paul. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys, again. Much appreciated. Approval of the 2020 and 2021 school calendar year on a second reading. Mr. Clyde Moore, please.
Superintendent Board, after presenting the 2020-2021 school calendar for first reading, it was brought to our attention that the state allows 4 professional learning days, and we only had 3. So we made the adjustment that now the calendar includes 4 professional learning days for the 2020-2021 school calendar. The adjustment was made to Tuesday, August 25th, allowing for a professional learning day and starting school on Wednesday, August 26th. Based on the adjustment, we're recommending to the board the 2020-2021 school calendar for consideration and approval for a second reading.
Thank you, Clyde. Board, you've heard the presentation as well as a slight change. I'd entertain a motion to accept the calendar 2020-2021 school calendar on a second reading. Janice, motion by Janice, second by Jan. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you very much, Clyde. Appreciate it.
Thank you, board.
More for your information, there's a fee waiver report in your packet as well. You can look at that. I would like to, if I could, Superintendent, ask if you'd explain the artwork, where it's from, and what who did that, if you would please. It's in the boardroom.
Is that Sherry? It's Fremont.
It's mostly Fremont.
Yeah, they're all. Miss Montera's class. Miss Montera, and also a couple others. Most of them from Montera, Michelle Montera's class, it looks like. And Mary Kay Hall.
Would we let the imagination go? Sherry's right here. I'm looking at the fish. I'm looking at the one behind us. We've got different varieties. We've got the historical 25th. Woman's Hut. Thank you. Could you explain this for us, please, where the PPs are from? The class and the thought behind it.
So it's all across the district, and it's part of the Senate Art Show. And so we'll be having some folks come in to judge over the next little bit, and then we can send a painting down to the exhibit as well, and a piece of art.
So it's open. The kids just paint what they want. There's no theme.
There is a theme behind it, but I'll find out.
It's okay, I just seen it and I thought, man, that was nice for a board meeting.
Isn't it beautiful? So this is Weaver School District's art show. So Colleen weighed in on this, and Cameron, Ryan, and I will be the ones that will be kind of selecting the final piece. And then the big show will be down at the State Capitol.
The district art show is your reference spring and that's going to be GMC High School.
Well, tell the kids they did a great job.
Absolutely.
We've come to the end of our agenda. We want to thank staff and Claire, thank you for putting together these board meetings every month and everybody that supports on the staff side for taking time out of your Wednesday to be with us. I'd entertain a motion, unless board you have some other discussion, I'd entertain a motion to close. So moved by Dean, second. By Jen, nobody wants to go home, I understand, it's a great place to serve. All in favor? Aye, motion carries. See you next month, thank you.
See you, Trent. Thank you.
You bet, man. See you later.
Sherry? I was asking
When you get a minute, can I have you look at my computer? I have a question for you.
Yeah, give me just 2 seconds here.
No hurry.
Okay.
Yep, I'm trying.
Jen, good seeing you. Yeah, good job. We're going to start a process, and I think we settle on a study session for Friday the 13th. We should do this every time. The reason we kind of missed it is midway through that cycle, we moved from a 5-year board to a 7-year. What I'm referring to is the process that the board looks at its precinct and just tries to create a little better balance. And so we've been probably, it's been 15, 16 years since that. So there's a guy that's going to help us facilitate that process. His name's Doug Larson. Okay. Used to work for the county and had some background in this. But I think that when I contact Doug, I'd like to kind of have him be in touch with you. Okay. Maybe do some preliminary. What's your cell number? It's 801-430-6737.
Yeah, it was.
That's not what I shared. Come to those sessions somewhere. You got it? Okay. Will do. sir.
Easy.
Okay. Thank you.
That's easy.
Good. You go well?
No complaints? Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Don't be animated. So you have to. Go. Okay. During an announcement, and I'm like, okay, so then it's time for drinks, right? Like Diet Coke. Oh, the lady next to me. She's not right? She's not and I go back. So, she says like,
To the friendly.
Just really quick, so I took, you know how you submit your posters to all
I got mine.
and I'm fine. And so, anyways, I said, she's okay.
So, yeah.
I took the train up. So we tried to fly. Good. We get there, and then Fred and I, after the hours, and now we're out waiting for our lift. We're waiting for the lift ride. And then I get
So you're close with your
friend. Yeah, but then we're talking about because our lift driver showed up.
I forgot that part.
Did y'all share a representative?
No, we were next door neighbors.
Okay.
And then your toilet brush, your toothbrush, your
and then she was right
Come on,
across
say,
it,
make it
but
warm.
so across it had to drink her phone, right? And so I watched my teeth on the counter, and
In this video, I'll show you how to set up and manage live streams in YouTube.
so I'm like, Sherry, we have to go find a toothbrush.
Oh, wow.
No. And so it was quite eventful.
And then every time we would see a representative on television, she would go to the
Okay, so Tona and Alexis and Ashton. Oh, I know. Okay, it would have been a longer flight. It's a bathroom simulators. Thank you. It was starting like that. Well, everybody else started asking, but we can talk about that. I get happy at the words that were going on. I did. I did.
We can't move all our assets there and get rid of our business